Hey there, what's happening? This is Eric Duncanson coming at you from my home office in beautiful Marietta, Georgia. My wife Victoria and I are known as the LAPTOP-PRENEURS, and our passion is to help you earn money online, and that would be from anywhere in the world as long as you have a laptop and a Wi-Fi connection. So if you like the information we're providing, please feel free to join our tribe and subscribe. That is like, comment, and subscribe. Very excited about our topic for today, and that is how to empower your marketing. This is actually episode two of how to empower your marketing. And so for today, I'm going to be looking at how to choose your vehicle. See, the thing is, people tend to purchase from people that they know, like, and trust. And one of the best ways to do that as a marketer is to provide value, provide valuable content. Content is that information you can provide to your particular audience, your particular market, that perfect purchaser, and what it's going to do for them is going to help them to solve their problem or help them move in a direction towards their goals. So it's going to give them some information that's going to get them from point A to point B to point C, etc., right? And so there are various ways to provide content. You can do broadcast emails, you can do blog posts, you can do Facebook posts, you can do YouTube videos, you can do Facebook Lives. There's all these different ways to provide content, to provide value. And so what I'm going to talk about today is to how to provide value, so ultimately you can get paid when people purchase your products or they want to join your business, etc. So I'm going to look at four things today, and these are particular areas that are, a lot depends on your personality type or the type of things you like. And not to say that these things are necessarily mutually exclusive. You can do more than one thing, but these are things that tend to relate to people who are different personality types. So we're going to look at four things, and that first would be podcasting, blogging, doing Facebook Lives, or doing YouTube videos. So let's take a look at that. First of all, podcasting. Now, podcasting, basically we're talking about pretty much having your own regular radio show on the internet, right? That's a podcast. And so a podcast, here's the thing about a podcast. You have to have high energy because people are not going to see you, so they're not going to see your hand gestures, they're not going to see your facial expressions. Everything has to be done with your voice. So you have to have a good radio voice. There's certain people that hate video, but they would love to do a podcast because they have that great voice that people love to hear. Also, for a person that's not necessarily camera ready, they like to walk around in their PJs all day, and so maybe don't want to fix up or whatever to be on camera. Podcast is also a good alternative. Now, the other thing is that the content that you're going to be providing over the podcast can't require video. I mean, if you're going to do a podcast on a topic where you would normally use a lot of images or graphs, charts, or it's hard to visualize from a voice. That's probably not the best medium for you. And for people who don't like to be on video, one of the things you can do is you can do a video and then do a video presentation, like a PowerPoint presentation, and just do a voiceover. So you don't even have to visibly show yourself on the video. If you kind of camera shy, that type of thing, you can just kind of walk people through the bullet points on a presentation. Like a PowerPoint presentation is pretty simple. There's so many options for you. But again, podcasts, verbal, you have to be able to express yourself well verbally. You know, if somebody is just monotone and they're talking like this, you're not going to hold people's attention very long on a podcast. One of the things to mention about people's attention span is very short, especially when you're talking about dealing with the internet. And it's not that people just are rude, but you know, there's so many things pulling at people's attention from all over the place, right? The average person sees between 5,000 and 10,000 ads a day, probably more than that today. And so there's always something trying to grab at their attention. Think about that Facebook news feed, you know, what's going to grab your attention? Well, if you got somebody on a podcast, you better go and grab their attention real fast and keep it there. You got to hold it. Not just grab the attention, but you have to hold it. One way you can do that is speech patterns. You know, you can slow down, you can speed up, you can go down and come up, you know, various things you can do on that podcast. Now, let's talk about number 2, which is blogging. Now, you got to consider your audience. Oh, I didn't mention for podcasting, your age group, your audience is typically going to be between ages 25 and 40. That would be the median age. You're going to find outliers there, but pretty much the median age, 25 to 40. Blogging. Now, here's the thing about blogging. The blogging audience is going to be largely female. There are males that like to read blogs. Absolutely. A lot of males love to read. I love to read, actually. But if you look at the majority of your audience, if you're a blogger, it's going to be majority female. What does your audience like to read? Well, does your audience like to read? I didn't phrase that correct. Does your audience like to read? Well, the thing is, if they're more likely to read than watch a video, you might fall into the blogger category, because you got to get to your audience where they are. You have to find them where they are. Got to meet them head on where they are, right? So the other thing about being a blogger is you should definitely like to write, right? You got to learn about writing. Now, blogging is not the type of writing you used to do in high school or college, where you got out your grammar book and you put these run-on sentences together and all of that stuff. There's a certain writing style that for blogging that's more conversational. Again, you want to keep people's attention and hold it. Recommendation for people that want to do blogging: you definitely need to study the topic a little bit to become familiar with the standards, the ways to shape a blogging article. And by the way, we're going to be getting into that in some of our future videos. Don't have time to really cover that right now, but stay tuned, because we will be covering blogging in detail. Now, the other one I wanted to cover, number 3, Facebook Lives. Facebook Lives. Now, typically, the audience would be between 30 and 50 years old for Facebook. Of course, there's a spread there. Definitely a spread. But the important thing to point out on Facebook, if your audience is real young, if you're a gamer or something like that, you're probably not gonna reach them on Facebook. Definitely for YouTube, for the gamers, right? But for Facebook, not so much a younger audience. No. So, but you're going to find a lot of entrepreneurs on Facebook. For some reason, Facebook draws in those entrepreneurs, but it's less likely to attract those executives or CEOs. You're more likely to find them on LinkedIn. So that would be your vehicle if you wanted to reach him. And now you could do, instead of doing Facebook Lives, you can actually go live on LinkedIn. So that's another option for you. One of the advantages of doing lives or any type of video is that you can have props. You can use you could actually, if you were doing a vision board, you could actually show your vision board there, or you can use a whiteboard to make make notes. You can do flip charts, right, to provide information. For the thing is about Facebook Live, you don't have to be perfect. You just kind of roll with it. People love to see that authenticity, you know. So everything does not have to be edited or perfect for Facebook Live. Love to do a Facebook Live. Facebook Live, keep in mind, is a pattern interrupt, right? Because people are normally on Facebook for social reasons. So they're having conversations about politics or talking about what happened with their family or friends, and then all of a sudden, beep, there's an announcement that you're doing a Facebook Live. So you are actually interrupting a pattern. So one of the great things to do when you're doing a Facebook Live is to ask a question at the beginning. Hey, have you ever had problems trying to do this or trying to do that, trying to get your business started, trying to do that? That's calling out to your particular audience, letting them know that this is going to be information that you're looking for. And then number 4, YouTube videos. YouTube videos is what I absolutely love. My wife Victoria and I, we love to do YouTube videos. We do Facebook Lives as well. But if you're into YouTube, you probably love to do videos because it's a whole different world, the whole different world of YouTube videos. One of the things I might mention about YouTube videos is that you do have more opportunities to do your editing, to make it flow a little bit better, but you still have to focus on catching people's attention, trying to keep that attention level going. And again, so you don't want to be monotone like this. You don't want, people are not going to watch that for very long. So you want to move around. You want to use hand gestures, get eye contact as much as you can with YouTube videos. And by the way, we're going to be going to a lot of training on YouTube as well, one of my favorite areas. And so hopefully you found that information valuable. If you do find value in the information I provided in this video, please feel free to join our tribe by subscribing. That is like, comment below, and subscribe. And the other thing I wanted to mention, my wife Victoria and I, we had a lot of difficulty when we were starting out in online marketing. We definitely have a passion for helping those people who are new to the industry, the newbies. It can be extremely challenging. I mean, you can be caught up into the shiny object syndrome. Everything sounds great. There's way too much information out there. How do you get started in this thing? Well, we were blessed, we were fortunate enough to discover what we consider to be the perfect system for making money online. If you go down into the description, click the link, and it actually says our #1 system for making money online. So definitely click that link. There's a free 7-day trial. Check it out. What have you got to lose? So with that, this is Eric Duncanson saying, hope you're having a great day. If not, let's definitely make it a great one.